You're probably asking yourself, Gata, if it's so complicated to stay in this country, why didn't you just stay in Chile? Why go through all this trouble? You know why? This is why. Hello humans, welcome back to my channel. And if you're here for the first time, welcome, my name is Gata. How familiar are you with immigration laws in the US? I'm asking this because I think most of you out there have at least one friend who's from an international country, whether they were born here and their parents are from another country, or they were born somewhere else and they came here. Fact of the matter is, they're considered international. Well, I am all of my friends' international friend. And when I talk to them about all the things that I have to do or go through in order to stay in the country, they are oftentimes very surprised, and not really in a pleasant way. I decided to make this video because every time that I share with someone what kind of things I have to consider as an international student, people are usually shocked. They tell me, wow, I didn't even know, or wow, people should know about this. And it's true, people should know about it. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. Inform you of what kind of things are in consideration when you're an international student. Disclaimer, I am not like an immigration lawyer. I don't know what immigration looks like for everyone that enters this blessed country. I am only talking about international students, and I am very specifically talking about me. A lot of things that I'm going to say apply to most international students, but not all. So let's begin. I'm going to try to be as untechnical and unboring as I can be, so that somebody can just watch this from start to finish and have a good grasp of what the process looks like without being bored to death. So before I even came to the US, I had to do the same things that most college students have to do. I applied, I sent in my grades, I looked for my immunization records. Granted, I had to have them officially translated first, so that's different. I had to take something called the TOEFL exam, which is test of English as a foreign language, basically proving that I was competent enough to live my life in English and I wouldn't get lost on my way to the bathroom because I couldn't ask where it was. Then I had to go to the embassy, apply for my student visa, have a short interview, which literally, for me, in Chile, all my interview was what do you want to study? This. Where? Here. Done. I had to go to the embassy a couple times. I got approved. I had to pay, I think it was like a $500 fee for the CVIS or CEVIS, however you pronounce it. And then I was on my way. But once I was here, I learned that there were certain restrictions that I had to live under that I was unaware of before I came to the country. First of all, international students are allowed to work only on their college campus, only on college campus jobs, which in my school only pays minimum wage. And we are not allowed to work a minute over 20 hours a week. This is based on the fact that we came here to America to study, not to make money. So they want our priority to be our studies. Low key, they don't want us making money. So if I decided, oh, I really want to work at like Starbucks, no can do. I am really good at painting people's nails and at waxing, and I considered, doing that for money, like $5. No, you can't. I knit. I love to knit. And I thought, oh, I'll open an Etsy shop. No can do. I'm YouTubing right now. If somebody were to reach out to me and say, oh, let's do a sponsorship, I can't. Because as an F1 visa student, F1 is the name of the student visa. As an F1 student, I am not allowed to make any American dollars on an American account for an American company that is not my college campus. So that's one of the restrictions. When thinking about the future, as in how I'm going to stay in the country long term. Easiest thing for everyone would have been to just marry an American, right? You do that, and within like a year or so, you have your green card. Great. I, however, did not do that. I did get married in school to someone that I met in school, but he's actually from Romania. So he's in the exact same train as I am. He also has to put up with all of these regulations and has to take into consideration these same rules for the future. So if I want to stay, this is the path that I have to follow. Your F1 visa is valid for any undergrad degree, and it lasts 4 years. If you want to study nursing, if you want to study engineering, you have to get an F1 visa that is especially made for that. And even before you get your visa, you have to get something that's called an I-20, and your I-20 has to always be up to date. You can't enter the country without both. Emphasis on that. If you're an international student and you have your I-20, make sure you bring it, because a friend of mine didn't and he got stopped by the police. Homeland Security. Bring it. So anyway, your F1 visa is good for your 4 years. When you're studying your undergrad, you're good with that F1 visa, and it allows you to leave and come back in the country as long as your I-20 is being updated regularly. You're great. After you graduate, you have to apply for something that's called an OPT. I think that stands for like optional practical training or something like that. And basically what it is it's 1 year, like 365 days. Like today, 2020 has 366 days, but it expires on like at 365. 1 year when you get to work outside of campus off of your student visa, so to speak. But you can only work on your profession. I went to nursing school. I have to find a job on my OPT that is nursing. I can't do Etsy, I can't do nails. Working on your OPT means that you're working for that one specific job. Again, this is to prevent immigrants from coming here and making money off of anything. You're basically contributing to society by working on what you trained for, is what it is. After the OPT is done, if I want to remain in the country, I have to have found an employer that is willing to sponsor my work visa. So basically somebody that says to the government, hey, I want this specific person to work in my specific company as this specific thing, for this specific job. Please issue them a work visa. This is called an H1B in my case, so that they can stay with me for 3 years. And I think it's like a contract of 3 years where you can stay with them for 3 years. And after that, that's where it's a little bit unclear for me, but I think you can like apply for an extension of your H1B, and then only then can you like apply for a green card. And after 5 years on a green card, you can apply to citizenship. So that's basically the gist of it. So right now where I am in life is I'm finishing up nursing school. And right now, kind of like around February, I have to go to a workshop and actually apply for my OPT, which I have to pay like a $400 fee or something like that. It's funny, they don't really let you make money, but then you have to pay all this money to be able to work where you don't even get paid money. And the very difficult thing about this is that, you know, I'm looking for job applications and most of them say bilingual Spanish speakers encouraged to apply, or preferred, like they want you. They want someone who speaks Spanish. This chica speaks Spanish. But then when you go and you talk to recruiters, it's happened to me so much. I talk to recruiters and they seem to really want me in their team. But when I mentioned sponsorship, my need for sponsorship for a visa, they just shut off. They're just like, we don't do that. We don't offer that. Or they're like, oh, well, start working with us and then maybe we'll see. Like, I am not in a position, I'm married to someone who's in the same boat. I am not in a position where I can take a job without the guarantee that they'll have me sponsored for those 4 years, basically. And that can be really discouraging because you'll have recruiters come to the school and they'll show you these amazing opportunities that you can have, and they make you feel wanted and appreciated, and like, you know, it's kind of like they're laying out this table full of delicious food for you to have. But then when I try to reach out for something, it's like, bam, no, not for you. We don't actually like serve your kind here. So yeah, I have a friend who went to 5 interviews. All 5 interviews offered her jobs, but none of them could go through with the sponsorship. It is very hard for us. Right now, I have an interview with a hospital that is a big hospital chain, so hopefully they're somewhat familiar with the sponsorship process. Hopefully they have the resources available to do it. Hopefully they see the worth in me and the value that I can bring to their team, and they'll choose to invest in me in that way. I did talk to their human resources office today, actually, and open somewhat of an immigrations case so that their legal team can review it. So I'm hopeful, but we shall see what the future brings. I am somebody who likes to be ahead of the game, who likes to be, I wouldn't say like in control, because I'm not like a control freak, but I do like a certain amount of control over my circumstances. And this stage of life where everything depends on not me is very challenging. I am certainly learning and growing a lot, and I just have to have so much faith that God has a plan. He called me here for a reason, and He's never been unfaithful. I've been unfaithful, and He's never been anything but faithful. So I trust Him, I have faith, and I won't dismay. Like I said, I am in nursing school currently, and here are some videos about nursing related stuff. So go check those out if you feel like it.